Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So, Louis Farrakhan was in LA today in Long Beach, and I just wanted to give you guys a perspective. I recorded the audio so you guys can hear. And the reason why I put this on my channel, I don't want people to be fearful, but I want people to understand something. We've been trained to dislike Louis Farrakhan. You know, he speaks nothing but the truth that I foresee. And even if you don't agree with 100% of what he say, there's something in there. White, black, Chinese, whatever you are, male, female, gay, straight, poor, rich, whoever you are, you can find something out of it. So I want you guys to tune in, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in and enjoy him. I thoroughly enjoyed him. As I got you said, I want to give you guys everything I can possibly give you on my channel. I want to give it to you. You know, I just don't want to be restricted to boxing and everything else. So anyways, I want to keep this short. So enjoy Louis Farrakhan, and I'm truly excited to hear what you guys have to say. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is but one God, who is the author and creator of all that we see. He is the giver of life and the ultimate cause of death. It is He who designed this creation, that every aspect of this creation is our teacher. Book knowledge is fine, but those who write books write to the best of their knowledge, but their knowledge is not absolute. But the creator of the heavens and the earth, his knowledge is absolute. So he is ultimately the best of teachers. And when God intervenes in the affairs of a people, he gives them someone to teach them. The Bible says, how can they know except they have a teacher? And how can they have a teacher except he be sent? The enemy is not going to send you a teacher to free you from the chains of ignorance that he has bound us and our people in. That's right. And this that he calls education is one of the greatest slave-making devices of our enemy. It seems like the more educated we get, the less concerned we are with the pain and hurt and suffering of our people. And the more education we get, the more unproductive we are in producing the needs of our people, so everybody else comes into our community and provides us with our necessities of life. And that's why the immigrants can live the American dream on the African nightmare. But today, thanks to ABC and thanks to Brother Salih and those who are with him and those who help to organize this magnificent gathering, we are blessed to be here in this space at this time. And I, as your brother and servant, am honored beyond words to be with you this morning. I greet all of you with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum, and that is the language of the prophets. And those of my Christian family that are here, Jesus never met his disciples or left his disciples without saying, "Peace be with you." What better greeting to a people steeped in self-hatred?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What better greeting for a people whose self-hatred has caused us to have a self-destructive lifestyle? And no matter how much we visit church or mosque or synagogue, no matter how many universities or schools we attend, it has not seemed to penetrate the veil of ignorance that makes us see ourselves as the enemy and are blinded to who the real enemy is. How do you know and recognize a real enemy? It's not just the person that calls you out of your name. It's not just the person who will take your wallet when you're not looking, break into your home and steal your goods. A real enemy is one who stands between God and the people to take from the people what God intends for the people. There is no creature that God created that he did not desire freedom for that creature to develop and be what God created it to be. So freedom and the loss of it is due to an enemy who interferes with that quest. I loved the dances this morning. I loved the talk. And you are a generation born for liberation. And that's why oftentimes your parents don't quite understand you. They mean well. And we wouldn't be here were it not for our parents and the sacrifices that they have made to make us better. But they're Pharaoh's children.
Come on. See? Come on.
Born slaves and don't know it. Worshiping the slave master's God and thinking that the white man's God will be a liberating force for us. How long have you been under such teaching? And what condition are you in right now? Snoop says, "Mama, don't cry. We gonna get by." But not in the by and by. The enemy has trained our people to think of life in the afterlife, so that you can work for him in this life and end up with nothing in your life. And what are you going to pass on to your children? How can they know except they have a teacher? How can they have a teacher except he be sent? I met a great master teacher.
Yes. Yes, sir.
I am one of his students. I came into the Nation of Islam after hearing my teacher, Elijah Muhammad, but I came in under Brother Malcolm. Malcolm X was my teacher. How much education did Brother Malcolm have? Since we all know nobody debated Malcolm and won. I was with him at Harvard. I was with him at Yale. I was with him at Howard. I was with him wherever he went. I was his little student, and you will always see me somewhere in the picture, looking up and admiring a great, great teacher. Brother Malcolm defeated all the college graduates that had the white man's education and a doctorate degree. They were DDs and PhDs and all kind of doctors. But they couldn't handle a man that only went to the 8th grade. What kind of teacher did Malcolm meet from a prison cell? When most of our young men today languishing in prisons or languishing on the street corners with the bars of ignorance around their head and a heavy veil over their eyes, and their women are in colleges learning science and technology and coming home to their boyfriends who can't find a job. And the white man will give our sisters a job. He's a master, yes, a master manipulator of the human condition. When a woman works and a man doesn't, how does that relationship develop? Hey, baby, can I borrow your car? Any person that this touches, it's not a coincidence. This is the reality of our lives. A black man with no job, and some don't have ambition to be what God created them to be because they don't know what God created them to be. How you doing, girl? You sure is fine. But I ain't got a place to stay, can I? Can I come and be with you? And of course, you know, your ears go right up. Be with me. But you're looking for companionship, and he looks pretty good. You see him in the gym. Big muscles here, but nothing here. But that's okay, you know, because we black women always look out for our black man. In spite of himself. But things are changing now. Because the white man knows his time is up.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you didn't hear me.
Yes, sir.
he's not going to make it into the next life beyond the life of his world.
Come on.
So the only way he can get into that world is to come into that world through our women. Poor black brother, I mean, he's firing shots too. He has his little pistol at home, but he got another pistol. And he's firing at will.
Yes, sir.
He ain't waiting to see the whites of their eyes. And so a whole new generation of black people are coming up now. And the white man wants our great young black men who have interracial parents to feel somehow that they're better than their darker brother or sister, so that they can keep this division going.
Come on.
I love the way you exclaimed when your school was mentioned, and I love the way you exclaimed when your sorority or fraternity was mentioned. But that's part of the problem. I was a lamp, whatever that is supposed to be. And I was the type of young man in college that I didn't like what the teachers were doing. Because it was an all-black institution at a time when we couldn't go to a white institution. And since our women have always been beautiful, and as black men, we've always been somewhat predatory, even from the lofty position of a professor.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you haven't met those kind of men. But when I was coming up, I saw professors hitting on the young girls in North Carolina, Winston-Salem State, coming from the suburbs, and they were getting A's in screwology. To go out and teach black children nothing. I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts, under an educational system that when I went to college, I never even had to buy a book. What does that tell you about the challenge of education? If I graduated from high school and never had to buy a book, in grammar school, I was learning Latin. In high school, English, Latin, French, Spanish, German. High school student. Algebra, plane geometry, solid geometry, calculus. Man. Ancient history, medieval history, modern history. High school boy. We didn't have no girls in our school. It was a boys' school.
Yes, sir.
The girls went to girls' high. When boys and girls are educated together, they seem to be more interested sometime in each other than in education. Now, you can't blame us. We are natural people. And if you're natural, you see a fine-looking woman in your class, you want to get to know her. And she ain't too far behind wanting to know you. And where does education go? It falls sometimes in the cracks. Malcolm with an 8th grade education. But my master teacher, Elijah Muhammad, he only went to the 3rd grade. And he met a man that taught him for 3 years and 4 months and left. And that man taught Brother Malcolm. And Ali came along with a high school diploma. And I watched Ali sit white folks down with the mastery that he had. He was our champ. They don't want to talk about how Elijah Muhammad gave him a name. Malcolm had an X, but all of you know him, right?
Yes, sir.
I think all of you respect him. But they haven't given you the full range,
That's right.
the breadth of knowledge that Malcolm taught
Yes, sir.
from his teacher. They give you a slogan.
Mm-hmm.
By any means necessary, and leave you alone. Because if you really understood what Malcolm really taught, you wouldn't be in the condition that you're in right now.
Yes, sir.
Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay. What name are you functioning under? Well, I got my name from my father. No, you didn't. Your father and your grandfather got it from the slave master who was the last slave master that had your people under him.
Yes, sir.
So are you Mr. Robinson? Mr. Brown? Miss Bland? Who are you?
T.
You mean to tell me that every good thing that we do it giving credit to the name of our former slave master? What kind of education do you have when you can say black liberation and you're called Jackson? Black liberation, and you have no African name to tie you to that great continent that you danced in honor of today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All our great artists and athletes. There's Mr. Curry. Oh, look, there's Michael Jordan. Oh. Everything we're doing gives credit to our former slave master. And yes, Barack Obama. See, you can't put that on Barack now. He's Barack Hussein Obama. The first black man in a high office with an African name. my. Well, Farrakhan, what name did you have? Well, it ain't worthy to talk about it. A wall and a cot. Mr. Walcott. And they loved to call me Louis Walcott. Malcolm refused for the white man to call him by his old slave name. He forced them to call him Mr. X. Say in mathematics, what is X? That means unknown. Because you stripped me of my name. Kunta Kinte. Now Toby. You say, well, what difference does it make? It makes a lot of difference. You are not free operating in your slave master's name. You are not free bowing to the white man's God. You are not free, and you will never be free with your ignorant knowledge of God and Jesus and the prophets. How can they know? Except they have a teacher. Jesus wasn't white.
No, sir.
Just a minute you say, blasphemy. The Bible describes him. He had hair like, say it loud. Don't smoke no loud, but say it loud. You say, how that old man getting in our business like this? Dear brothers and sisters, Jesus was your brother.
Yes, sir. Sir.
From the same God that you are from. A magnificent human being.
Yes, sir.
He was so righteous that of all of the prophets, they admired Jesus as the most obedient to God.
Yes, sir.
He said, I didn't come to change the law. Change the law. Check it out. God don't change because society wants change. God don't follow our whims.
That's right. Yes, sir.
This thing, universe, been in existence for trillions of years. Why should God change now?
Right.
How did you get here? The God who created everything gave everything that he created a law of reproduction. So he created everything in pairs. So teaches the Holy Quran. Wow. That's why we're still here. In every generation, there's more children, more people growing up. The same beautiful rose that was here last year, it died, But springtime, it'll come back again because of the law of reproduction. You go to the movie, you see horses, and they're depicting old times. Well, that horse been dead, but it reproduced itself. And wise white people, if you've got a great champion, male, his sperm is so valuable. They stud him.
That's right.
Bring female horses
Yes, sir.
that he can produce what? Another champion.
Yes, sir.
But we produce champions on the fly. The back seat of an old truck, a car, elevator shaft. Well, we don't give a damn where they put us, you know what I mean? Oh, Lord. You are so great. That's why the enemy doesn't want you to know yourself. Because if you knew yourself and would try to be yourself rather than being a replica of your enemy, we could be free overnight. You're a special people. You're not ordinary. Look at the giants that have come from your womb, sisters. Them ain't no duds. Are real giants. And the enemy is scouting from preschool. See that one? Now, that one's going to be dangerous for us. Look at him, he's fidgety. Dope him up, give him some Ritalin.
Yeah. Go ahead. That's right.
They're trying to kill you so you will never realize the power potential that you have. They won't allow the real history of you to be taught. Oh, they'll bring someone to teach you a little black studies that's very limited. And I don't know how that produces a marketable skill. But Malcolm had it from prison and became a giant.
Yes, sir.
People all over the world bowing to the majesty of a man. Now look at this. With an 8th grade education, but with the courage to stand up against a system of white supremacy,
Yes, sir.
to give you
Yes.
and me some strength to stand. If there's nobody to stand in front of you, maybe you won't know how to stand up. That's why they kill your leaders that are strong, because they don't want you to know your strength. How do they train a lion and make it look like a pussycat?
Come on now.
They keep it away from an old lion. It still has a roar with a light touch.
Yes.
But when it meets a real lion, it roars like a lion. Then it wakes up the lion in a lion.
Yeah.
They know who you are.
Straight up.
You left a sign in the desert in Egypt of who you are. The Sphinx, the body of a lion
Yes, sir.
with the head of a who?
Black man.
A black man. You can tell he black now You know, nice sized nose and
Eyes.
lovely lips. Oh, what do they call him? Abu el-Hawl, the father of everything. Where did they learn mathematics? They got it from you,
That's right.
from your fathers who built civilization while the white man was crawling around in the hills and cave sides of Europe. Stand up, black man and woman, and be yourself and stop copying this freak of a human.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Teach us.
I know teachers, this sound a little raw, you know. But let me tell you something. Diplomatic BS can't wake this people up and get them on the right road.
Yes, sir. Right.
Speak straight words to them
Yes, sir.
or shut up. Abu el-Hawl, black man, the father of everything. All science starts from you. Mathematics, you're the root of it. And mathematics is the root of this universe. The Bible says he created the heavens and the earth with truth. And so does the Holy Quran. Truth is at the root of everything, and truth is at the root of your life. So when you study lies and a liar and become one, you undermine your own character and strength. Who wants a liar for a friend? Come on. But you lie. We lie. And some of us lie so easy, you know. Did you tell your children about Santa Claus? Did you have a nice Christmas? You did, huh? Were you lying to your children? And some big fat white man from the North Pole was going to come down with the little reindeers and put something through a chimney that you don't even have on your apartment. And you keep that lie going. The children can't tell mathematically that that's impossible because they haven't matured mathematically, but they're trusting their parents. And once you know your parent will lie to you, that breaks the confidence in your parents. And how could you kick Jesus to the curb and put Santa in his place? Oh, yes, you do. You're supposed to be celebrating the birth of a Savior. And you buying more alcohol during that holiday than any other time you drunk on Christmas Eve. Wake up Christmas morning to some eggnog with a little stuff in it. My mother used to do it. You've been living a lie all your life. And once you start down the fairy tale road, it keeps going. Oh, that's Donald Duck. It's Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Look at them. It's my favorite, you know. Come on, son, let's get a picture with the mouse. But in real life, you got them rats in your house and you running like hell from a rat and then gonna jump into the arms of a mouse. Gee, I didn't come with any notes. I just wanted to talk to you. You are so, so beautiful. As an elder, do you know this is the greatest honor of my life? To be able to come here and talk to those who will be here when I'm gone, to continue the struggle on another level. Do you know who you are? Let me give you a picture from Jesus. Jesus was talking to his disciples one day, and he said, I want you to go and you'll find a donkey. Well, he said a jackass, tied. And a colt is tied with them. Now, anytime something is tied, that means it belongs to somebody. And Jesus is not a thief. But he told his disciples, go and loose them.
Right.
And if anybody asks you, tell them the master has come and has need of them. Wow. He didn't offer them a nickel. He didn't offer them a dime. He just took the ass. Wait a minute. I'm not cussing. And he took the colt.
Yes, sir.
Now, why didn't he offer them something? Here's some money. If you finally own a town, here, take this. He didn't offer them nothing. Do you know why? Because the one that had him had run out of time.
Wow. Man. Come on now.
Jesus was in his time.
Yes, sir. Come on.
And he had paid a price, or was about to pay a price, for the freedom of all of them.
Man. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So he had a right to them because he was willing to die for them.
Man. Gee.
I saw John Lewis on television last evening. Our people are so frightened. Oh my God. We thought Hillary would be the first female president. It would have been beautiful. Many of my friends voted for Hillary. I tried to tell them. Hillary was never your friend. Never. It doesn't mean she did not do some acts of kindness for you for a reason and a season. Did you know that Joe Biden and her husband, Bill Clinton, were the architects of that crime bill that got most of these black men now languishing in prison? I mean, did you know that?
Come on.
Well, didn't that touch your heart? That a woman was so cold that for just a blunt,
Come on.
well, you know what I'm talking about, or a little crack cocaine,
Yes, sir.
you're doing 3 to 5 years in prison,
Yes, sir.
working as a slave,
All right.
the 13th Amendment being used now against you.
Right.
Do you know how they did it? You always got to check the white man.
Right. Check 'em.
Check him. There's no problem. Some of you were searched coming in here, right?
Yes, sir. Right, sir.
I'm sorry. But there wasn't going to be no accident in here today. And we knew you came in here safe, and we were going to make sure that you go home safe. Somebody don't like what I'm saying, pull a gun. Well, you don't have that now. So you're going to have to be a little respectful. Even if you disagree with your brother. You may not like the way I said it, but you know I was telling you the truth.
That's right. Yes, sir.
So,
That's right.
here comes Jesus, riding into Jerusalem on the donkey. And what were the people saying?
Hosanna.
Hosanna! They thought Jesus to be the Messiah. And some of his enemies, the Bible said the Jews, were standing close by. And they said, if we don't stop him now, the whole world will go after him. What were they afraid of? The truth in Jesus' mouth was condemning them. Do you have a Bible somewhere with a lot of dust on it? I'm sure you do. Because, you're too hip for Bible. We sometimes go to our people and we want to talk to them. I don't want to hear that. They use a 4-letter word, Because your parents got duped. Poor preachers. Preachers catching it today. Because they see preachers as pimps. Hustling grandma and ma. But not really standing up for the people. So whenever they kill one of us and the people want to rise, the preacher comes and calms you down. We must be peaceful. Violence is terrible. We must be peaceful. How did you take the country, white man?
Come on now. Right.
We must be peaceful.
Right.
You saw something of value and you took it. Were you peaceful in Africa with our fathers?
No, sir.
You saw something of value in your plan to take black men and women out of Africa. That's kidnapping.
Right. That's right.
Bringing them to America and stripping them of the knowledge of their name, their language, their culture, their religion, their God, their history, their country.
Hey. Yes, sir.
And then hitching them to a plow
Yes, sir.
to work for 310 years for no pay.
That's right.
So our fathers produced the wealth that America had from slavery and cotton that financed the Industrial Revolution.
Yes, sir.
We did it. They did it on our backs. What do you have to show for it? Oh, my dear brothers and sisters, look how many of you are playing ball in these wonderful institutions of learning. And what do they give you? Scholarship. Oh, what are you studying? Oh, hey, I'm playing basketball. They give me a little something to study, and I got to pass it because if I don't, I can't play ball, and I'm only here to play ball. Brothers and sisters, while you were in college, do you understand your role? Why did Jesus want the colt as well as the ass?
Come on.
What is the sign of the Democratic Party? Is it not the donkey,
Yes, sir.
which represents the unlearned masses of the people?
Yes, sir.
You've been used like a donkey.
Yes, sir. That's right.
You can put books on the donkey's back, but the donkey can't read. And some of you got out of high school reading at a 5th grade level.
Yes, sir.
But you sure can play ball. And the white man scouted you, bring you in, give you a scholarship, show you the pretty girls, promise you fame. Right. And you get these silly courses.
Yes, sir.
You're just getting a degree to please mommy and daddy, but not a degree to make you a nation builder?
All right. Here it is.
See, I heard you talking about we a nation. Nation can't rise on ignorance. Nations rise on knowledge and wisdom. Let me tell you something about what I heard from you today.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that your theme?
Yep. Yes, sir.
What happened to the light over there? Oh, somebody pulled it out by mistake. But that's always the problem when you have light. The people that love darkness are quick to want to put you back in darkness. See, light,
Man.
you can't have a revolution without light. Here you're sitting or standing on a planet
Yes, sir.
that's 196,940,000 square miles, 24,896 miles in circumference, 7,926 miles in diameter, with a weight of 6 sectillion tons. And now, oh, that's what I learned when I was a baby. And here's the sun out there, 93 million miles away.
Yes, sir.
The speed of light is 186,000 miles per second. So for the light to strike the earth, it takes 500 seconds, 8 minutes, and 20 seconds. So when the light of the sun strikes the earth, no matter the mass of the earth, she starts spinning. That's what creates revolution, not a gun. It's the light of knowledge.
Come on.
And that's why the enemy wants to keep us away from light, away from knowledge. And then when there's a man in your midst with knowledge, with light, from a light-giving sun,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on.
they say he's a hater.
Right.
He's anti-Semitic.
Right. Right.
Oh, he's homophobic.
Right.
Everything to turn you away from your brother.
That's right.
I only been here 20 minutes, and do you know I could wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and teach and teach and teach and teach and teach. And if you would Google
Come on.
Farrakhan,
Come on now.
you can't run out of the knowledge.
Right.
There's so much of it there.
Yes, sir.
No. I'm not looking for no praise. That's foolish. But they want to keep you from me, just like they wanted to keep you in that generation from Brother Malcolm. And some of these hypocrites that say Malcolm was my man. But I was with him. I didn't see you back in them days. You same intellectual, learned Negroes were running as fast away from Malcolm like you're running from me. You're afraid of your enemies censuring you for even saying that you visited with Farrakhan. Yeah, that's right. They like Nicodemus. Nicodemus. They treat the minister like some prostitute. You know how you do. You don't want your wife to know you're going with the prostitute. So you sneak into the red light district under disguise. So they come to me. Hey, Farrakhan, how you doing? You know, I've been with you all the time. You're really brilliant, I'm telling you. I need some advice. I never told anybody that Barack came by my house. What? Yeah, he was a senator then. He was getting ready to run for president. He came by my house. We live right around the corner from each other. They answered the door, said, Senator Obama is there. I said, oh man, see him in. He came in, he sat down, we shook hands, but he gave me a message. He said, you know, I live right around the corner. My furniture's not in yet, but when I get my furniture in, I'd like to invite you over for coffee. I said, oh, that's very nice. Very nice. Thank you. I said, but you're welcome to have coffee with me anytime till your furniture comes. Then he said, Farrakhan, he said, the black vote in Chicago caused me to win Chicago. But it was the downstate vote that made me a U.S. Senator. He said, in Farrakhan, I am not going to do nothing to upset the downstate vote. And my brother, now I'm telling you, the man got a good, beautiful heart. And he went to Washington with a desire because he's a student. He studied all the revolutionary material.
That's right.
But when he got to Washington,
Oh.
he ran into something.
Yes, sir.
As most Negroes do. When they get with white people, they sit down in a seat that was prepared for them, and they start getting shops.
Yes, sir.
Well, what kind of seat is this? President of the United States, but I'm CEO
Right.
of USA Incorporated.
That's right. Think about that.
Damn, I mean, I'm hired by them, but I want to make America really great. Not great again, but really great. He had that in his heart.
Yes, sir.
He goes to Egypt because his predecessor was part of the neoconservative agenda to have regime change in 5 or 7 Muslim countries in 5 years.
Yes, sir.
It was a plan coming out of the Pentagon.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get to Trump in a minute. And when he got there, he couldn't do what was in his heart. Now look at this. The moment he became president, the same night after he was sworn in, members of the Republican Party met in Washington, D.C. in a home, and they decided they would never back his legislative agenda. Did you hear me? As though he's not an American.
That's right.
What should a Republican do if a man in office is offering something good? What should you do?
Come on.
You should help it. You should strengthen it. If the Affordable Care Act was weak, why didn't you help to make it strong?
Come on.
They hated that man. They called his wife a ape, a monkey.
That's right. That's right.
Are you familiar with the way they dogged our brother?
Yes, sir.
What a classy man.
Yes, sir.
What a brilliant, thank you, son. What a brilliant woman.
Yes, sir.
They had to endure a lot, man. More death threats on him than any president in history. What was his crime? He was a black man in a White House. If on the 20th, my brother and his beautiful wife and daughters can get out of that with their lives, he's still a young man.
Come on. That's right. Come on.
Brilliant,
Yes, sir.
but he couldn't work for us. And many of you were disappointed. He got great gay rights passed. But that was a coalition of Republicans with Democrats that wanted gay rights over our rights.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right.
They gutted the act of the Voting Rights Act,
Yes, sir.
did they not?
Yes, sir.
Then Hillary and Bill, on the 13th Amendment, you're set free unless you commit a crime. Then they can put you right back in slavery. So here's how they do it. Stop and frisk, which Trump seems to like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, but don't you be afraid. It's your time.
Yes, sir.
Wait. I don't want you to applaud. I want you to think. This man may be the best news for you.
That's right. Please.
How could that be? Because you need a kick in your behind to start uniting and stopping this foolishness of begging the white man for what you could unite and do for yourself.
Go ahead. Right there. That's beautiful.
Now he gonna give you the kick now. But it's not because you don't deserve it. See, have you read in the Bible about the dry bones in the valley? How many of you have heard the preacher talk about the dry bones? Raise your hand. Oh boy. Y'all don't go to church at all, do you? These are the new revolutionaries. They ain't got no time for no Bible. But if you understood what that book was saying,
Yes.
but you got to have the right preacher, how can they know?
Yeah. Come on. Yes, sir. Come on now. Right there.
But look at this. Look at this. The bones was disconnected. Are we?
Yes, sir.
Alpha in the room. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, right? You're all here. Phi, beta, Sigma, Zeta, oh, keep going. But these are letters of an alphabet. How the hell can you talk on one letter? How can you express yourself fully with just a letter? If the letters don't come together and make a word, and the words don't come together to make a paragraph, and the paragraphs don't come together to tell the story, then all you got is a letter, and you divide it against your brother and sister. That's how the white man got you so stupid. Well, I ain't. No, daughter, you not gonna be no AKA. Why not? Because I am a Delta and.
Right.
Are you black?
Come on now.
Are we in the same condition?
Yeah.
Are we the same people
Yeah.
who suffered the same hell?
Yes, sir.
Shouldn't we want the unity of the whole?
Come on. Right. Right there.
Shouldn't we want that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, now we're at this point where the Son of Man is speaking to the bones, and the bones are talking to each other. The bones are saying, our hope is lost. Our bones are dried. We're cut off from our parts. Listen to your conversation. Not some of them that I heard today. You reminded me of the days of Brother Malcolm, when African dance and Dinizulu and all of the Nigerian Africans would come and the dance troops would dance. This is what I saw on this stage from where I was looking at you. And I said, boy, see, they got the spirit and the love of Africa in them. They want Africa to be free.
Come on.
And they don't know that they are the agents of the freedom of it all.
Teach. Go ahead. Teach.
Give me the donkey
Yes, sir.
and give me the colt. I'll get back to that in a minute. But brother and sister, you've heard so many great teachers.
Yes, sir.
If you didn't hear them, Mommy heard them,
Yes, sir.
Daddy heard them, Grandma can tell you, yeah, I used to go hear Brother Malcolm. My sister, beautiful sister, told me before she came out, oh, I used to listen to you in Chicago. I've been holding the light a long time.
Yes, sir. Right. Sir.
I was at Rutgers the other day, and sister came up out of the audience.
Yes, sir.
She said, Minister, I want to apologize to you. Huh? Why you want to apologize to me? She said, because when I was 16, my uncle had me across the street from where you lived in the home of Ruby D. and Ozzie Davis. And when our meeting with them was over, he said, Farrakhan lives right across the street. I want you to go meet him. She says, I don't want to meet him. No, uncle, I do not want to meet that man. So he didn't force her on me. 50 years later,
Look at this.
I'm teaching at Rutgers.
Yes, sir.
She's in the audience. And she says, Brother Minister, I want to apologize to you because my uncle wanted me to meet you. And today I'm hearing you for the first time. And I'm so in agreement with all the things that you've said. So she came up and I shook her hand. But I've been holding this light
That's right. Yeah. Yes, sir.
for 62 years.
Yes, sir.
And white folk been doing everything in their power to keep you from me.
That's right.
So now I don't ask for no honorarium.
That's right. That's right.
Just when you lend me your ear, that's my honorarium. I don't need nothing else but your ear, because once you hear the right word at the right time, it touches something deep within you, and you know when you're hearing the truth. It's time for you to get up.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And take your education seriously.
Yes, sir.
Go back and look at your curriculum. Look at what you're taking.
Yes, sir.
If it's meaningless, challenge yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are strong enough to master any course. Don't let your guidance or misguidance counselor, they're there now.
That's right.
They're there to misguide you. You say, oh, I want to be an engineer. No, you have a carpentry shop. They want you to take courses that they can make money off of you on your scholarships, but they don't want you to be able to leave college and be a shining light in the liberation struggle of your people. Go back, and if you can,
Yes, sir.
change your course. Engineering is vital and necessary. How many of you saw the movie Hidden Figures? Raise your hands. I advise you to go see it, because a white man wouldn't have been able to get to the moon if it were not for our black sisters and their mathematical genius. And look how long they hid that knowledge from us. I didn't know anything about that. My wife went to the movie and said, you got to go see this. And when I went, a young black woman who was a mathematical wizard.
Yes, yes, sir.
This is not fake. This is real truth. And she had 30 of her sisters with her at NASA. And when John Glenn was orbiting the earth, she was the one that figured out the precise moment in time that capsule should enter into the earth and be able to come through the heat of re-entry and live. A black woman. Oh, sisters, you got to know it's no accident that they kept that from us. 3 generations have passed. And if our girls knew this when it first happened, we would have been in college taking those kinds of courses, and 60 years later, we would be putting ourselves in space. You're great people, but how can you know? You got to have a teacher. So I think, I guess it's time. I'd like to close with something for you to do.
Yes, sir.
You are our hope. When I look at you, I'm like a man coming down the mountain going into the valley of death. And I'm looking back and I see you. And you make leaving easy, because there's hope. Because the colt, which is a young horse, and the horse is the most intelligent of the beasts, The horse is next to the human, so close that we will never eat horse meat. Because that would be just like eating the flesh of your own self. You college students are the young colt. And the unlearned masses out there are waiting for you. You're going to lead them. You're going to guide their hands to build a nation. You're going to do the things that will inspire the hands and the feet to walk toward liberation, true freedom. I heard you talking about a price to pay. We got to be willing to pay the price so that the babies that you will bring forth on this earth will be giants from your breast and from your lips, from the knowledge that you will gain in your studies. All forms of engineering,
Yes, sir.
we must get into it.
Yes, that's right.
Agriculture.
Yes, sir.
You can't keep letting the white man feed you garbage. They're killing us slowly. And as McDonald's say, we're loving it.
Yes, sir.
This is the real house of God.
Yes, sir.
This. Don't go to church
Come on.
and tip.
Yes.
Where are you? Oh, we're in the house of God. No, you're in it now. The house of God is you.
Go ahead.
The question is, what mind is in you? Let this mind be in you, the same that was in Christ Jesus. Do you know what that means?
Come on.
The mind of God is your inheritance.
Man.
You are God's children of the Most High God, but the mind that you have is the mind of your oppressor.
Yes, sir.
He made us into himself. He's a devil.
That's right. That's right.
And that's why we're always raising hell.
Yes.
He made you and me into him.
Yes, sir.
And that's why that master teacher, Elijah Muhammad,
Yes.
he brought Malcolm up and taught him. Oh, but that man he was an adulterer. He was this, he was stop. You young men, how many girlfriends do you have on the campus? You got these girls all upset with each other because the girl thought she was the only one and found out that you were romancing 2 or 3 and you can't do nothing for them. See, you playing with women
Come on.
because they outnumber you now. What's the name? What? 9 to 1. See, and the more women that you have, less men, that's devaluing you. So you running looking for a man. If you can't find a man, you find another sister.
Right.
You know, what, wait a minute. See, the enemy, now don't run away from me. I'm not against you. I don't care what your sexual preference is.
That's right.
I'm your brother, not your judge.
See.
I love you. But I know the enemy doesn't. And as long as you love each other, you won't procreate.
Go ahead.
So that means there's no more black people coming.
Come on. Let us know.
if he can make us as men love other men, then where are you? Make you as a woman love other women. Where's the future of our people coming? We have a nation to build. So I don't want anybody who is LGBTQ to think I'm talking down to you.
That's right.
We're not going nowhere without you. You are some of the most brilliant of our people.
That's right. Beautiful.
But the enemy is a scientist of evil. Have you seen this commercial? If you take this pill and you find out that you're developing breasts, stop taking it immediately. Just a pill. Dang, that's chemistry for you. These are masters of chemistry.
Yes, they are killers.
Now, wait. Then they say, if you take this pill and you find yourself having suicidal thoughts, stop taking that pill immediately. You mean a pill can influence the way you think?
Wow.
Another pill with chemistry can create breasts among men? Now I'm going to share something with you. You know, I've been a cancer victim.
Yes, sir.
And we won. And then recently, wait. Recently, the doctors told me with my PSA that the cancer was back. So they tested my bones, they tested my lungs, they tested my brain, they couldn't find it. But they gave me a shot called Lupron.
Mm-hmm.
And this Lupron shot mimics what women feel when they're at menopause. You know how sometimes you have these flashes?
Oh, yeah.
The minister be preaching and all of a sudden I said, damn, excuse me. What is this? They had me on this. They wanted to be on it for a year and a half. But I started developing some breasts. I said, damn, this is terrible here. Now, why would I say something like that to kind of embarrass? I'm not embarrassed. I'm dealing with the chemistry of a scientist now that he can make you think you're homosexual.
Wow. Now, chemistry.
He's feminizing the black man.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's real. That's real.
Do you wait now? Just give me a few minutes and don't run. How can you know? Except you have a teacher.
That's right. That's right.
I'm not angry with you or hateful of you.
That's right.
You're all I live for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if I can't teach you, it's time for me to die.
Yes, sir. Wow. Listen.
But look at this. This enemy chemically is producing something against nature itself.
Yes, sir. Very true.
Listen, just listen. They put some estrogen
Yes.
in the water.
Wow.
Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
The male penis shrinking down.
Yep.
I mean, you can laugh, but it ain't funny. This man looking at something that was, but ain't. Now they come out with a pill. Hey, this will help you add some inches. See, they took away what you had naturally. Then they offer you a pill from the pharmaceutical companies to give you back growth. And then tell you in an ad, she likes it more. It's bigger.
Teachers.
See, I'm telling you, your sex drive is being used against you.
Teach.
Then, look now, he takes our young men, put them in prison. And the old prisoner see a round little butt coming into jail.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be my bitch. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I whispered it.
Yes, sir.
The next thing you know, that person is raping a young boy.
Come on.
The boy is ashamed.
Yes, sir.
They test you coming in to see if you got any disease.
What's going out?
But when you go out, they don't say nothing. They're experimenting on our children.
That's right.
You are under genocide. Who's gonna say it?
Come on.
These punctified leaders who want something from the white man but won't tell the truth.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
When has there ever been a problem with a black man having an erection?
Never.
Great-grandpa was 90.
That's right.
I'm not trying to be vulgar. So look, we have Viagra. And if you want, for 3 days, Cialis will help you. Now some of you are having heart attacks because they didn't tell you what it would produce. This is what they're doing to us.
That's right.
Maybe that was not a good subject to bring up, but I want you to reason with what I'm saying. Chemistry can change the way you think because you are a biological, chemical creation. Too much of this will produce that. Too little of this will produce something else. You are the guinea lambs of white experimentation.
That's real.
Do you want to build a nation? I heard you talking about it.
Huh.
Do you really want to do that? Do you think they really want you to do that? They don't, do they?
No, sir.
Then what will they do to hinder you? Let's deal wisely with them, lest they multiply and join on to an enemy and come against us. This is the way they think. So to cut your birth rate, and they offer you these chemicals, sisters, just take this pill. And this will stop you from being pregnant. And then with abortion laws, you get pregnant and you're afraid. So you kill the fruit of your womb not knowing that that fruit that you just killed is an answer to some of your own prayers. Well, I guess I've touched all the chords that I needed to touch.
Man.
How can we take control of the black community
Come on.
and make it a decent place to live? How can we do it? We have to take control of the educational system.
Yeah.
That's where they're killing us, with their school system. Don't you think we have educators that can develop curriculums rooted in our rich history that will make a better black boy or girl than what the public schools are doing?
Yes, sir.
Can we do that?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about our politicians? Do you think that our politicians that we vote in that are on a plantation and they're downtown supposedly doing business for the community uptown, but they're paid for? How many foreigners are in the black community? It's time for me to go. How many foreigners are in the black community giving you weaves, doing your nails? How much money do you pay for a weave? No, I'm not trying to shame you. You're beautiful without it, but you look nice with it too. It's unbelievable. But the Koreans are not spending no money in the black neighborhood. They got a Korea town. Chinese got a China town. Greeks got a Greek town. Italians got an Italian town. Even the Thailand people got a little town. What you got? Can we take over our community? Of course we can. Why are we crying about white police killing us? And we are the taxpayers that pay their salary. Suppose we decide we don't want them in our community no more. And we don't. But now we got to train up our people to be better policemen for you. The gangbangers, they like shooting. But if we train them,
Come on.
they'll be good servants like these men that are in the Nation of Islam. We don't carry any weapons.
Right.
We love our people.
That's right.
And that's the missing ingredient. We've got to take over our community.
Yes, sir.
And then we have to start supporting black entrepreneurial spirit among our people. So when you come out of college, don't come out looking for a job. Because I don't care what Mr. Trump says.
Come on, right?
He cannot create enough jobs for our millions of unemployed and the millions of unemployed white people.
Can't do it.
And who should come first in his mind?
His own people.
Who?
His own people.
Well, then what are we going to do? Sit around and cry? Or are we going to do something about it by doing something for ourselves? That's all.
Yes, sir.
You've started. Brother Salih, you've started. This ABC is one of the best things I've seen of young, brilliant students with passion for liberation. Don't fear jail.
Yes, sir.
Don't fear the enemy putting a hickey on your head.
That's right.
Don't fear his gun.
That's
we aggress nobody, but I'm sorry, we not turning no other cheeks now. We're not going to lay down and let an enemy that's been killing us all along continue to kill us.
Right.
Fight like hell for the life that God gave you, and maybe you'll keep it. And when they die, when we die, then we'll go to the table and talk about the way forward. And since Trump wants to make a deal, the art of the deal is how much territory do we need to feed, clothe, and shelter ourselves in a nation of our own.
There it is.
That's where we're heading.
Yes, right.
So your spirit is being broken toward this
That's right.
white people stuff.
Yes, sir.
And your spirit is being encouraged to have it for yourself.
That's beautiful.
So I thank God for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for all his great students, and I thank him for what he taught me, and I thank him for the life that God gave me. I've lived twice Malcolm's life and twice Martin's life, and I'm still going strong.
Go ahead. That's right.
And with these young giants around me, learning and teaching, I feel that if God takes me out of this audience right here, will come some giants that will look back on this day and this conference,
Come on.
and on the ones that you will hear this afternoon, Mr. Boyce Watkins and Brother Nuri Muhammad and others. They will inspire you.
Yes.
Then you got to go back home and do the work. And the last thing I'll say, brothers, protect and respect
Yes, sir.
the black woman.
Yes, right.
Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
Beautiful. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, family. Please give a round of applause for the most honorable Minister, Louis Farrakhan. At this point, we're going to open for questions, Q&A. We do have time for a few questions. I believe we have mic runners.
We have the questions here. So we ran a Twitter hashtag,
Okay.
Ask Farrakhan and Ask Farrakhan ABC 2K17. Because of time, we've selected at random 2 questions, and I'll go ahead and have Blake read them to you. The first question.
How does the passage of gay rights laws prevent reaching black liberation when our identities are interconnected?
Well, passing gay rights is not an enemy to liberation. Gay people should have the same rights of every other American citizen. And because they are gay, none of us should judge them and start to interfere with them in a violent way. That kind of stuff, we can't tolerate that. They deserve the same treatment, the same protection that is offered to every other so-called citizen of America. And we, the Nation of Islam, though we disagree with that lifestyle, we protect our brothers and sisters from that kind of behavior.
The second question. Why does the Nation of Islam not believe in guns? How do you defend a nation without being armed?
Very interesting. We've been here 87 years now.
That's right.
And we've lost a few, and so have they. We don't believe in guns, we believe in the God. And he is our defender. And in his name, we have whooped everything that came to us with guns. Now, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't have a gun if that's what you want. But doggone it, you got guns and who you shooting? 95% of the time you're shooting yourself and your own brother and sister. We don't carry guns because we believe that truth will settle every argument. So we never reach for a weapon in solving the problems between our people at home or in the street. But if we are attacked, we'll handle it. And we have handled it.
Yes, sir.
Ask the police, do they have respect for us? Because they're not dealing with people that's not going to fight. We will fight for the life that God gave us, but we are not going to create a problem. But if the problem comes, we have to handle it with the help of God. All right, next question. Come on. That was it?
Yes, we're concluding the question and answer portion.
That's it? Yes, sir. You are the last question. You go to the mic, sir.
This is all we've had time for. We're very sorry that we're not able to do a longer portion.
I'll tell you what, I'll entertain your question personally.
We're going to have to conclude the session.
So come on backstage when I leave. I'll hear your question. I'm sorry, but they're the boss. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, ABC. Thank you.
All right, thank you, family. I'll see you later at the sit down.